Now we're going to move to Benito Gutierrez. Benny and I met, I think Benny said it was 2016. He first went to Freedom to Choose workshop, our very first workshop at Valley State Prison for Men. And then Benny got really involved in the program. So he would go to the workshops that we would do twice a year, but he also participated in our weekly support groups. And that's where I really got to know him. So it's been a pleasure really developing our friendship now that he's outside in the free world. He's been out for about 2 years and he's doing all types of great things in the world. He's in upper division courses at Chico State. So he's finishing up his bachelor's degree. He's very active on campus and quite a few organizations. He has published articles and multiple articles. He is a co-curator of a museum up in Chico. So the guy is very, very busy, and it's such a pleasure that he's so active with the Freedom to Choose community. He's helped us out with a lot of different things, and we're really grateful to have him as part of our community. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Benito.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my Freedom to Choose moment. So I knew early on that there was a huge difference between physical and mental freedom. I was a quiet kid, a dreamer, with one hell of an imagination. Having gone to juvenile hall for the first time at age 10, then making it a habit from age 12 until very recently, I learned early on that freedom was a state of mind. I remember being 13, 14 years old, pacing my cell in juvenile hall, almost in a trance, imagining that I was walking through my neighborhood. Now I'm taking a right down 9th Street. Now I'm passing ABC Market. I would do this for hours. And in that way, I realized that they could take away my freedom to move in a physical space, but in my mind, I could go anywhere in the world. And still, I remained in a prison of my own design. I accepted the notion that this was the life for me, that I was destined for a life of crime and prison. That despite the praise that I received from my elementary school teachers and how much potential everyone said I had, I sought and found comfort in the gang lifestyle. It's not that I didn't believe what the adults were saying in my life. I knew I was a smart one, and I wanted to be a good boy. I actually wanted to grow up to become a city planner and design community spaces. But that didn't seem to match up with what was going on in my life at the time. I was far too used to disappointment by that age. As I got older, the scenery changed, but my tactics did not. I remember walking in circles in the yard at Pelican Bay Shoe, a very small concrete enclosure with high walls topped with barbed wire. Round and round, just like my days in juvenile hall. Only now my geography had expanded. I would visit all kinds of fantastic places in my mind. I'd tour the barricades of 19th century Paris, or climb the steps of ancient Mayan temples. Or I'd dream about the future and imagine how things were going to be next time. All of this to keep my mind off the sad reality that I was walking circles in a concrete box. I must have made the cop in the tower so dizzy with my daily excursions. Now I see that this turning inward that I was doing, it was just a defense mechanism. The way I dealt with the trauma around me, necessary perhaps in certain situations. People are often told not to spend too much time thinking about their problems, to look on the brighter side. But still, there's this implication that what I was doing was actually giving my trauma power over me, that it was something ominous to be ignored, feared, justified, swept under the rug. But it wasn't until I learned to face my trauma and to sit with uncomfortable feelings skills that I discovered and developed in Freedom to Choose, that I realized my teachers were right. I do have potential. I may not live up to it every moment of the day, and sometimes I still make some pretty dumb mistakes. But the difference today is that I don't turn a blind eye to my problems by imagining a more favorable situation. I remain in the moment, as uncomfortable as things may be, and I allow the sensations to wash over me. Because what this does is actually provide me with the opportunity to decide upon the right course of action. It gives me the freedom to choose. And today, almost 2 years after leaving prison, I'm freer than I've ever been in my entire life. I no longer have to use my imagination as a defense mechanism. Today, it is the source of my creativity. Unless, of course, my girlfriend starts talking about Pinterest or the Vampire Diaries, then you might find me walking circles in the backyard. Thank you.
Oh, that was so wonderful. Thank you. I love Pinterest. What are you talking about? I kind of glazed over look, right? That was awesome. Thank you so much, Benny. Beautiful.